So this business of fighting for the country was just in the blood of every soldier there, really?
Well, I'm not too sure how many actually thought in those patriotic terms, but they knew that they were there, and they lived from day to day and from week to week, month to month, doing what needed to be done. I know that in past times in France and places like that, they were deserters, but there were no deserters in the jungle. If you deserted, you were finished anyhow, because you couldn't look after yourself and so on. But there were some suicides. Not in my battalion, there were no suicides, but there were in some other places. Blokes who'd shoot themselves. The most common way was to sit on the side of your bunk, put a bullet in your 303 rifle, put the butt of it on the ground, and then muzzle in your mouth, pull the trigger, blow your brains out. That happened. People who felt really that the life was finished for them and they couldn't bear to live any longer. Terrible state to be in. I never felt that way, but it was rare, but it did happen.
Was there much counselling going on of any sort, or was it just...
No counselling, only ad hoc stuff. If your mate could tell you something, or perhaps your corporal or your sergeant would say something to you if they were capable of doing it. But it was just really mainly a question of giving orders and obeying orders.
So it's almost an advantage in the war to have none of the counselling happening, like, do you think? Funny question, but it seems pull yourself together, mate, and go out and do it like all the rest of us. It's an easy way to... and when you get the majority to do it...
There might have been something like that going on, that's quite true. Each battalion had a padre. Within a brigade you had 3 clergymen who were chaplains, that's the proper term for them. You had an Anglican, you had a Catholic, and you had a OD, other denominations. We had the Catholic man, Father James Carl. I got to know him very well.